Crazy game the other day. What do you make of it all, and what do you learn from it, and what can you take forward from it?
First of all, we were pleased with large aspects of the game, especially in the offensive side of it. We're now currently going through the analysis of it to show the players later this morning, and there's one or two wee things possibly defensively that we can improve on. We've got this sort of principles of play that we try and stick to, and there's one or two things that we probably didn't reach on Tuesday night, but as I say, large chunks of it we were really happy. We just need to keep building, add layers onto that every day in training, and hopefully we can take that on to a positive performance against Queen's Park.
Where do you feel you are? Obviously it's still early days, you're top of the group at the moment, another game this weekend, but how do you feel you're getting on in the way you'd be hoping towards the season?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. With two friendlies in Holland in the pre-season. I have to be honest, it wasn't great in terms of opposition, but I think a lot of teams hadn't started back, so we still took a lot from them. We had then a friendly game against Falkirk, and we saw a lot in that we weren't happy about. Kind of put that right against Dundee United, and we just feel we're getting that sort of progression into what we're looking for. Obviously the first game of the season against Dundee, but we obviously want to continue to develop and hopefully progress in this cup.
Yeah, let's talk about the weekend. How much looking forward to that game? Quite a big game so early on, the Saturday evening game as well, going to be on television. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and being at Fir Park, you've seen yourself how nice the pitch is. Testament to the ground staff, Alan and his team. The pitch looks magnificent. It actually looked magnificent at the end of the season. So we'll look forward to be back on that. Be a good game against the Queen's Park side who will be disappointed. Obviously never gained promotion. Big game, hopefully it'll be a big crowd, and as you say on the cameras, so it's one that we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, and a victory should be able to seal top of the group for yourselves. That's the aim, of course, for you, isn't it?
That's the first aim, yeah. As I say, it's progression to the Dundee game, which is the first league game of the season for us, but we want to progress in this cup. I really like the format of these games being very competitive early on in your season. As I say, we only had 2 or 3 friendly games, so it gets you up to speed early. If we win, hopefully that will guarantee us progression in the competition, and one that we hope to go reasonably far in.
You're 2 weeks away from the start of the league season, Stephen. How ready do you feel Motherwell are?
Well, I think we've still got a wee bit to go. We're still working away to try and continue that sort of progression from last season when the manager took over. It was an exciting time, starting bottom when he took over to finish in 7th. So we want to continue that, kick on and do better for next season. And we'll still feel as though we're maybe 1 or 2 weeks away, 1 or 2 players away from being ready to start against Dundee.
Stuart mentioned the other day that priority is bringing in a player up front. How close do you feel you are to that?
Well, we're still actively looking. That recruitment process is ongoing every day. There'll be meetings probably this afternoon as well, and everyone at the club is geared to try and bring someone in. You've seen the other night of the game, get 2 experienced strikers up front. By the time we bring Connor Wilkinson on, and we've got young Mark Ferry, who I thought for his debut did very well. But we do know we need a wee bit more depth up there, and hopefully we can add to that before the start of the season.
Are you hopeful of getting anybody else to sign new contracts, or is that everything kind of dealt with?
No, there's as I say, there's a lot going on at the minute. The manager's constantly, I think probably why I've been forced upon you guys this morning. He's got other things to look at, so hopefully, as I say, we can get everything tied up before the Dundee game.
And you get Queen's Park on Saturday. What do you expect from them? They get a new manager, some new players. It could be quite interesting.
I think it'll be very interesting if they play the same way that we saw last week against Livingston in the friendly game. People are probably well aware now the style of play that they're trying to adopt. Very, very aggressive, very possession based, the way they try and build everything from the back. They're an exciting team to watch. I actually quite enjoyed watching the game against Livingston, a game that they lost, but I thought they were excellent in it. So we know that where the threats will be, it'll be a tough game for us. We need to make sure that we counter that and then play the way we know that we can play when we're in possession.
As you mentioned, it's all about yourselves. You're at home for the first time in this competition. It's important to give the fans something to cheer about.
It is, because it was a fantastic end to the season. As I said, I'd only joined in the March, and the Fir Park games were excellent. You know, just the style of play that the managers trying to adopt. The fans were behind it, and as I say, it finished really positively from a point of the game against Dundee United. We were down to come back and win that game. It felt good to end the season like that. And it just makes you get excited to get back in. As you say, home game on Saturday against Queen's Park. Hopefully the crowd are up for it, and it's a game, if we win, hopefully then we go and progress in the tournament.